a salad for a main dish is something we often think about when it's hot, but in the cool weather, we don't. So today I'm going to do a warm salad that's called warm bulgur and chicken salad. So the first thing we're going to need to do is cook the bulgur, and I've actually done it ahead. Bulgur is a wheat product, and as you can see, it's very tiny product pieces. What they do is they parboil it like they do converted rice. They dry it well, and then they crush it down to little pieces like this. And you can actually get different sizes, and the size of piece does make a difference on how it's going to be handled. The smaller pieces you can just put water over. Usually in the market though, you're going to get a medium size unless you go to a health food store and actually go to the bins where you can get different size pieces. It can be a little bit hard to find in a lot of stores. In fact, I had a little trouble finding it when I was looking for the things for today. I looked in the soup area and the cereal area, but it was up in the vegetable area because they expect you to make tabbouleh out of it, which is one of the most common things that folks do. You cook it very similar to the way you would cook rice, about a 2-to-1 ratio, twice as much water as bulgur. Put it in a saucepan, bring the water to a boil, add the bulgur and put a lid on it and simmer it for somewhere between 15 to 25 minutes, depending on the size of the bulgur. Don't open it until you've had at least 15 minutes because you're going to lose a lot of moisture and you'll have a little bit lower grade product. But we are cooking it today for this, not just pouring water over it like we often do for tabbouleh. We're also going to cook some broccoli, and I've got about 1½ cups of broccoli florets, and I'm going to add just a little bit of water to them so that the microwave works a little bit better. We'll drain that off later. Put it in the microwave on high for 1½ to 2 minutes, depending on how crunchy you like your broccoli. Once you get the broccoli done, then you want to drain it real well because you don't want any water in the salad that will dilute anything. All right, our bulgur is done. You can see that it's fluffed up nicely. It's just like rice. It about doubles in bulk, so that it's real easy to know those proportions and make whatever amount you need to make. Don't rely on the directions on the package if the package is for tabbouleh though, because it won't tell you how to cook it. It will just tell you how to make tabbouleh. So you make sure that you follow the cooking directions if you're going to make this salad. We want to fluff it up just a little bit, and while it's still warm, we have a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil and about a teaspoon or a little bit more of lemon juice, depends on how tart you like it. Whisk that together a little bit just to get it started. And then in our bowl, we're going to add about 1/4 cup of minced parsley or chopped parsley, 1/4 cup of diced red onion, and 1/4 cup of chopped cilantro. This is going to give it a lot of flavor. And then also about 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Now we're going to just gently move those together a little bit, and while that's being stirred, we're going to drizzle this over the top and blend those together just a bit so the flavors get all through that bulgur. It's going to really absorb a lot of the flavor. And then we're going to add the broccoli. I didn't want to add the broccoli earlier because we've softened it up just a little bit, it'll be a little bit more delicate. So we want to keep it in as good a shape as we can. So once we get those flavors all blended together, then add the broccoli. Notice that the broccoli should be in about the size of pieces that a person could eat so they don't have to cut it. That's the goal, and if these are a little bit bigger than your family would like, then feel free to cut them down a little bit more. But when you do cut them through the stem rather than cut them across, and that keeps the broccoli intact and in good shape. We're going to serve up some of this onto a plate. This makes 2 servings. Remember, this is a main dish type of salad, so that this will be the whole meal for this person. And this one works really well for the holidays too, because it's going to use warm chicken breast, but you could also easily use leftover turkey. All right, this is warmed up. I warmed it in the microwave just a little bit. We want about 3 ounces per serving. Slice it fairly thinly. And then I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit more parsley over the top, just to give it a little bit more green there, since this is a little bit of a pale cooked chicken breast. And that works really well, makes a great winter meal for an afternoon or an evening. This is warm chicken and bulgur salad. For Oklahoma Gardening, this is Barbara Brown.